Hi, everybody. My name is Dr. Kristen Strum, and I'm your instructor for English 201 Disciplinary Composition at Methodist College. I want to welcome you to class and to show you around our D2L site. So to give you a little bit of background, this class was created as an online class years ago by instructor Karn, and I've since taken it over. A lot of the videos on here are going to be of instructor Karn walking us through some of the assignments, some of the information in the lectures. And so rather me re-recording the same information, hers are on here. This is my fourth time teaching the class. And so I'm really excited to be here again with all of you in this virtual setting. The way the class was set up is through modules. And so module by module, you'll be working through learning about how to write and how to improve your writing. And so the different assignments, the readings, the different larger writing essays that you will do will help you improve your writing, and my feedback will help you improve as well. Okay, and so to understand this class and how to navigate it, I'm going to shoot this little video to show you where to find things on D2L throughout the term. So let's get started. You're going to want to have a notebook handy to take some notes. I'm going to point out a few things that will help you throughout the term, especially at the beginning of how to figure out this class online. Okay, so right here at the beginning, you'll see my contact information. I normally get back to everybody within 48 hours. So please use that email. My office hours are online. So if you're having trouble with something or just need some clarification, whatever it is, normally I'm really good about getting back through email and going back and forth with students, or if we need to set up a virtual meeting, we can do that too. So this is our homepage to D2L. Whenever I post announcements to the class, which will be pretty often, at least once a week, maybe once every few weeks to keep you on track, just maybe reminders about upcoming assignments, where to find things, you'll find them here. In order to sign up for notifications for those announcements, and that's one of the first things you need to do, I'll show you where to find that information. On the left are quick links to our syllabus, our course calendar, and the APA resources. So let's go up to learning materials. That's going to be your friend this term. And that's where all the modules and assignments and discussions and everything will be found. Okay. So here on the left, you'll have a link to the syllabus, and that's where you can find our updated course syllabus. You'll then find our course calendar right here. And then under information, policies, instructions, and rubrics, I'd like you to read through these. This discussion, instructions, and rubrics explains the discussion posts. So you will have discussion posts throughout the term. Your initial post, okay, whenever it says on the calendar, discussion number 2, the topic, and then it says initial post. Your initial post is your response to that question of what's being asked. That needs to be 300 words, at least 300 words. If it requires you to cite an article or articles, you need to do that in APA. And then when you are required to respond to peers, it'll say response post due, and that's usually due the next class date or the next week, depending on where the date falls, okay? And those responses need to be to 2 peers and at least 50 words each. This term, I took out some of the response posts. I heard feedback from previous semester students that some of the response posts weren't needed, and so I did delete those, some of those for you, and so that should cut back on a little bit of work this semester for you. So I'm going to go back to this information policies, procedures, rubrics module for you. And right here, you'll see our composition rubric. This 100 and 200 level rubric is the one that's used for all English classes at Methodist. And so please make sure that you look through that before your first essay or your first major paper, which is the descriptive writing and the reflective writing, okay? Under plans, drafts, thesis statements, there will be in a few weeks instructions on the calendar for you to read all the resources under plans and drafts. That's all of this. And so you need to be watching the videos, you need to be looking at the PowerPoints, looking at the sample plan, you need to look at the thesis statements explained, how to write a thesis statement. A lot of these things you should have been taught in previous classes, and so this is just a review, okay? And so before you write your first big paper, you'll be reviewing all of these materials. Tech Help is here for you as a resource. So this tells you, this is a video of how to set up your notifications for announcements in D2L. So you'll definitely want to do that here this first week. So every time I post an announcement, you get a notification about it. You don't want to miss those. This narrating PowerPoints video is Instructor Karn going through and showing us how to narrate PowerPoints. You're going to need that information for your first discussion post, which actually is discussion number 1. It's not really a discussion, but it's our discussion number 1, where you're creating a PowerPoint about yourself. Okay, so you're introducing yourself to the class and you need to narrate it. And this tells you how to narrate it. So make sure you view these things. This is the resource for APA, okay, all things APA. Then further down here is your professional communication module. And so this is one of the first major modules with assignments and discussions that you'll be working through. You'll see that the first one is email. The second one is discussion posts. The next is, I don't think we actually do this text, the social media. And that's it. So whenever there's a discussion due, the discussions will either be posted underneath where the discussion is needed. So under this module, there will be discussion 3 response to articles. So for discussion 3, you would find it here. And for this one, this is the first one where you're actually going to have to cite an APA. And so you'll read this prompt. You'll read the articles that you need to read beforehand and answer the questions in order to create a response to this discussion post. If you've never used this on D2L, you hit start a new thread, and the subject can be your name, Kristen's discussion 3 response. Kristen is my first name. And then I would type my response in at least 300 words citing an APA, okay? And then including the APA citation at the end. And then when I'm done, I hit post. Okay, that is due on the due date. And then the next date, usually you have the response post due. You'll have to look on the calendar when that is due and if discussion 3 actually has a response post due for this one, but I don't think I have that included for this, this semester. I think I took that one off. Another way to find discussion posts is just under assignments and go to discussions, and you can see all the discussions listed in order. So the first thing that you need to do, one of the first things you do is just tell me that you've read the syllabus, okay? And so you click that topic, you start a new thread, and you just say, I've read the syllabus, I have no questions, okay? The next discussion is discussion number 1. That's the one where you're creating a PowerPoint, introduce yourself, and you're actually narrating it. And so please figure out how to do that through going through the Tech Help link and reading how to narrate that PowerPoint, okay? The next discussion is who are you as a writer? And so this would be the questions that you need to answer. And then discussion number 3, I just went over, and this is the first one that you would be using APA citation entry, okay? And then so on and so forth throughout. Since I've been talking about the calendar, let's go to the calendar, okay? The calendar here can be found course calendar. You can either download it as a Word doc or click on the Google Doc link that I have here. And you'll see that I have the dates for due dates for this class are every Thursday and Sunday, okay? So you can figure out when you're gonna work on the material for this class. But what's due are the Thursdays and the Sundays. You should not wait until Thursday or till Sunday to work on these items because it's going to take you a while. And so you should be looking ahead, you should be logging on. Students who have success in this class, log on at least once a day to kind of get some of that work done, or schedule out some big chunks of time if you have them to get work done. So you'll see our first due date is August, that first Thursday. And you'll see that I have here that due dates are every Thursday and Sunday at 11:55 p.m. So on Thursday, August 20th at 11:55 p.m., this is what's due. You need to read the syllabus, you need to view this video, and then you need to make the post, the syllabus acknowledgement that I just showed you under discussion. So just acknowledge that you've read it. Then on Sunday, what is due is you need to view the Getting Started with APA resource. You need to read and view all materials in professional communication email, so everything that's listed there. You need to submit the professional communication email. I'll show you how to submit an assignment in a minute, but this is an actual template that you're going to download as a Word doc and write me a pretend email, okay? There's specific things that need to be in the email. Write a pretend email to me and then submit that in the assignment. Then you have discussion 1 due. So you have all these things due on Sunday. So all these things you should not wait till Sunday to do again. So then you have discussion 1 is that introduce yourself. You're creating that narrated PowerPoint. okay? And then also discussion 2, who are you as a writer? So all these things are due on Sunday. Yes, it's a lot, but you have a week and a couple days to do it from the start of class, okay? And here you'll see no response post. So for discussion 2, there's no response post. However, on August 27th, which is the following Thursday, you'll see that I have you reading all the materials in APA, watch the tutorial videos and look at the FAQs. You need to read and view all the materials in professional communication, and then discussion 1 is listed again, but this one is for your response posts. So for discussion 1, you've already posted it, right? For this one, you're responding to at least 5 classmates' PowerPoints so you get to know them better. So not just 2, but 5. I want you to learn about your classmates in this class and just respond to them in a, at least 50-word response to their PowerPoint, okay? You then will see August 30th, there's discussion 3 that's due. That's the first one with APA. It's the initial post. And there's a quiz, and quiz can be found also. I'll show you where to find that also up here, okay? And so anytime it says read and view, you're reading and viewing, okay? When there's a discussion, you're posting the discussion. There's a discussion that's either initial or the response later. And so you have to pay attention to those throughout, okay? And that's that with the calendar. One thing I do want to note, the last big paper that you do is I've got my 3-year-old home. What, honey? Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Go watch your show, okay? It's okay. I'm on a meeting. I have a meeting right now. Okay. Okay, go start a new one. Okay. So,
I'm gonna watch it again.
okay, go watch it again.
I already got it, but I'm gonna watch it again.
Okay, sorry about that. I had to pause my video and help my 3-year-old out. So one thing I wanted to show you is when your large paper pops up here on your calendar is I have chunked things for your large paper throughout the last months of the class. And so anything that's highlighted from October 4th on are pieces of your large paper that you need to be working on. And so to designate that those things are part of your large paper, I've highlighted those. And so you'll see that here throughout those last months of class, okay? So that is the calendar. I'm gonna go back up and show you, I talked about quizzes, I talked about certain things that you're submitting. You'll be submitting things through Dropbox. And so you can either access those assignments through Dropbox or through the modules themselves. The modules themselves have those assignments listed. And so here's the assignment. I think the first thing is that email that you need to submit. So there's it listed right there, professional communication email. Okay, there is one quiz that you will take, and that's the APA quiz. It is open book, and so make sure that you've looked through all the APA resources and do your best answering those questions, okay? I'm going to go back to learning materials, and I'm going to show you the other modules. And so after professional communication, we'll get into descriptive writing, reflective writing. You'll be doing a presentation either by yourself or with a partner. So that's another a narrated PowerPoint where you're doing some research and creating a PowerPoint. We'll have a final module, which is on rhetorical strategies. And then the health proposal is that major paper. And so I'm going to talk you through a little bit of this here for a few minutes. So the health proposal paper is your final paper. It counts as your final exam. This is the explanation video. This is an assignment, so it listed that it's an assignment. This is one of the first assignments that's due for it is a preliminary references page. This lists the different references that you've consulted in terms of research that you've done. Here is an assignment that's due where you're going to submit some interview questions because you're going to be required to interview someone based on your topic. Here are the answers to the interview questions or the survey that you do. You'll have to do a CRAP test to look at the reliability and validity of the sources that you're using for your paper, and so this explains how to do it. And then here where it says community health proposal paper, here's the assignment sheet. And so you click on that to read the assignment sheet. Here is an evaluation sheet. Here is an actual exemplar. This is a student example. So if you want to see a student example of a great paper, you can look here, okay? Here's an assignment where you will turn in your plan, which is an outline with a thesis statement. Here's where you'll turn in the first draft. Here's where you'll turn in the final draft. So quickly, so you can kind of keep this in the back of your mind, I want to go over the assignment sheet for the health proposal paper. So it's a health policy research paper. So what you're doing is you are going to research a local issue that you want to create a health policy on. You want to propose something. And so it says Peoria County's board has created a new program called Community Health Initiative. The program asks county residents who serve the community in some aspect to submit proposals for improving the health and populations of their community. The residents must identify a problem or need that they found. Then residents must propose a policy to fix it. So your audience are Peoria County board members and residents of Peoria County. Your audience will be familiar with locations and activities, and they'll evaluate the improvement of health in the community. So your purpose is to persuade your audience to adopt your policy. So whatever you feel that Peoria needs at the time that you're starting to research this paper, whether it's more access to certain health education, whether it's possibly some access to more grocery stores in certain food deserts of Peoria, whether it's certain programs that would benefit certain populations of community members. These are things that I want you to be thinking about and reading about so that when you begin to think about this paper, you have a few ideas. There will be some brainstorming involved where one of your discussion posts is to post a couple ideas that you have and you'll see your peers' responses and you'll do some initial research to see what you can find. But I want to have this in the back of your head so you can be prepared for it, okay? It's a minimum of 7 pages in length. It uses sources, citations, an interview or survey results. And so I give you an outline of what it should look like, and then I also give you a student example of a paper. Okay, so let me go back here to learning materials. I want to make sure that I have everything. I think I have everything that I wanted to discuss. Just please make sure that you spend some time looking through our site. Again, look at our calendar. Thursdays and Sundays are the due dates at night. I normally do not collect late work. However, if something arises throughout the semester, if you're struggling with something, please reach out to me and let me know. I'm fairly flexible as long as I'm given some warning ahead of time. So if you know that you say, not that there's many weddings going on right now, but say you have a family wedding planned one weekend and you know you're going to be out of town all weekend, and so that Thursday due date and that Sunday due date are going to be really hard for you that week. So email me in advance, let me know, and ask for an extension, or maybe tell me that you're going to complete some of that work ahead of time. Just ask me and I can be flexible. Depending what ends up happening this school year. I know classes got switched to online the middle of the last term. This class was already online, and so my students were thankful they at least were taking one online class already, because nothing changed with our class. I just cut out a little bit of work for them because I knew they were having to navigate, life work situations a little differently. But since this class is already online, my hope is that no matter what ends up happening in the next few weeks, that since this class is online, you've already familiarized yourself with it, you've already gotten started with it, and this is something that you're comfortable working through to the end of the semester. So it's good to meet all you. I can't wait to read all of your introductory PowerPoints and to learn more about you. Please feel free to reach out through my email if you have any questions, but I look forward to working with you this semester. And I promise you that if you stay on top of the calendar and you get your work done and you're working ahead, that this class, that you will be successful in this class, and I will help you as best as I can to improve your writing. Okay, take care, and I'll see you soon.